All right, let's get to reading. Your job is to follow along as I read and highlight a harrowing trek, highlight details that help us learn about the trip. John and Steve made it out of the wilderness that night after a harrowing 4-mile trek through the darkness. Can you imagine how scary that would be, knowing that there was a bear ripping up your camp and now you're walking 4 miles in the darkness? They reached the ranger station. They told the story to the ranger on duty. The man was not surprised. He and other rangers had been hearing about that strange grizzly all summer. But the rangers had other concerns. Never had the park been as crowded as it was this summer. So they'd heard about strange grizzlies, but they weren't paying attention because they were too busy with the crowded... Oh no, don't do that. But the Rangers, let's start it back here, guys. But the Rangers had other concerns. Never had the park been as crowded as it was that summer. So if I'm a hungry bear, I've got all sorts of opportunities to eat. And wildfires were burning in some areas. Many Rangers knew something needed to be done about that troublesome grizzly, but they had more pressing problems to deal with. That's important. They knew something needed to be done, but they were too busy. The boys spent the night in a cabin. The next day, they returned to their campsite. The grizzly was gone, but it had ripped apart their tent, smashed their lantern, and eaten all their food. My goodness, cans of spaghetti and chili were torn apart. So they had an angry bear. The boys left the park with what little camping gear they could salvage. 2 weeks later, they would realize that they'd been lucky to escape with their lives. Okay, now it's time to fill out your who, what, when, where, why, basic signal words, and then create a summary. Thank you for your time.